Sensors make up around 70% of the population. They are much more common than intuitives, which make up around only 30%. So it is understandable that the world that we live in will cater more towards the needs of the sensors than it will the needs of the intuitives. The difficulty then stems from sensors and intuitives being so very different, pretty much opposite in some areas. So what society in general views as a measure of success will likely be very different to what I, as an intuitive, think. So here's my perspective as an INFJ. What society deems to be success tends to be sensory things, tangible things that can be measured, such as having lots of money, a better job, a bigger house, nicer holidays, fancy clothing, the best gadgets like the newest phone and TV, for example. But as an INFJ, I have a different view on what makes me successful. It's things like having a meaningful job, having a life with purpose, placing the value of purpose and meaning over money and status. This can lead me to feeling or being perceived by others that I am not successful in life, because I am not always pushing for a promotion. I don't have a job that pays me the most money in the world. I haven't decided to work in the most lucrative area, and I'm not always following the biggest trends. For example, a sensor may decide they want a big house because it symbolises status. It shows that they have made it in the world. They have reached the top of the housing ladder, going from owning a one-bed flat in the centre all the way up to owning a 4-bed detached house in the countryside. They feel that they have accomplished the goal of being successful because they work in a job that pays them enough to buy the big house. They have worked their way up the ladder in their job, which means they can now work their way up the ladder in the housing market too. But as an INFJ, it can be more difficult for me to compromise on having a job that means something to me in order for me to get the money that I need to get a bigger house. I see the house as a means to an end, not the goal itself. It's a way for me to have enough space for my hobbies, for my family, for any pets or any future plans I have. The house itself is not the goal. The house only provides me space to achieve the goals I want to achieve. Society will always push that we need bigger, better, more expensive things, that's how we show we're successful. It pushes that we need to take out loans or to get pay rises, to go and get designer clothing, to buy a fancy car, to always keep spending more and more, and in order to do that we need to earn more and more in work. Therefore we always need bigger, better, more exciting jobs that pay better. Adverts always tell us that we need newer phones, bigger TVs, better technology, as if it will improve the quality of our lives. And maybe for some sensors it does. Maybe they set their goal that they want the newest, best, most exciting TV, and when they go and get it they feel happy. But I know that for INFJs that is just not enough. We aren't very materialistic. We know that when we die we won't take all of our possessions with us. So why spend all of our time running around after everything companies make for us, looking for the newest, best thing? Why not spend our time doing something more meaningful, like helping an elderly lady with her shopping, or making the checkout operator smile as we pay for our goods? We get our meaning from concepts, from values, from trying to make the world a bit better, from every action we take, and that is not something that you can buy with money. There's nothing wrong with thinking in a different way to how I do. It sure makes things a lot easier in my opinion. I just wish that this world catered a little bit more towards intuitives, showing that success is not only from getting a pay rise every year, earning loads of money, having a nice Ferrari and having a giant house. That it can come from being happy, from finding a job you enjoy that gives you value, no matter what you get paid, from feeling like you are making a difference to somebody else's life, from the amount of people you make smile in a day instead of the amount you earn per hour. I know that this won't happen because we live in a capitalistic society, and capitalism is run by money, not happiness. But it is always nice to imagine what life would be like if things were a little bit different. I guess that is what makes intuitives different from sensors. Success for a sensor is getting to the top of the ladder, so they now have autonomy over their life and their wealth, and they can choose to use that to help others or to help themselves. Whereas for me, I want everything I do to have a positive impact on someone else. I know I can achieve a lot more if I could get loads of money, but I'm not willing to sacrifice my values of doing something meaningful with my life in order to get that money. I guess that's why we are all needed in society, sensors and intuitives, because we have different goals, different motivations, different values, and together we can achieve much more than if only sensors or only intuitives existed. We sort of fill the gaps in for the others in a way. Anyway, enough philosophizing. I hope you found this interesting, and as always, thank you for your time.